Or they're all waiting. Look at that. Look at that. Comments. I would love to do this in French. I think there are many levels of understanding. I'll also note, take a note, if you look up Kaaba or House of Kaaba, it is a dark cube. It is a dark, how can I do this? It is a dark cube. It's a dark cube, right? It's a cube, right? And if you had a cube and you had to put it in a package, right, how would you fold it in? When you fold it in there, you see what happens in the front? You got a fold here and a fold here. Can you put folds on each side? I'm quite sure you could. But the packages that we present, that we give as gifts, are all done on the side. So that's one thing. There are 2 billion people, 1/3 of the planet, apparently, that know what this is, the House of Kaaba. And they pray and they sit in a circle around it. They don't sit in a square around it. They sit in a circle, they sit in a square. Light opens up this way, the hexagon, from where the area is, okay, to the hexagon. The positive and the negative right away show separation to the bulb that goes in between the two, that is enlightened by 2. 1 enlightened by 2. Mars has 2 moons. Earth has 1 moon, and we are enlightened by it at night. And one of the reasons I use moon, there's so many things that connect to it. It's just, and why does it mean something to me? In fact, the whole alphabet was reset, okay, on how the electric moon works. Electric equals to 75. 31 plus 13 plus 31 equals to 75. Moon equals to 57. 13 plus 31 plus 13. Well, you're saying it's 1 and 3 came together. See, the thing is, when you get to 17, 18, and 19, right, you will be coming not only 1, 2, 3, but it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, all coming together, equaling to 10. That is your whole. I'm just trying to see where I am. When 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6 come together, and then the core that fits inside the 7th gate. Also note that 7 and 10, 5 times 2, 5 plus 2 equals 7 and 10. Just give me a minute. Not really sure where I was. So many things going on. So we were at the game. Let me go back to the game. I'm going to put the game back up here. And the game is over here. So you're set up with 1 person, 2, and then 5, and then 3. So 1, 2, 5 is that memory, Earth and Mars. where creation comes in. 1 and 2 comes together as 3, creating 3, 3, 5. So you're playing with the other team, your 3 and your 8 on your side. That's 3 of their team and 8 of your team. And the other side, it's 3 and 8. 11, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 is 2 and 1, 3. 8 equals 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 equals to 4 and 4, 8. Or 8 times 4, 8 plus 4 equals to 12 and 32, equaling to 44. Star system math. You put them together, you get a star. Arm gestures. Indigestion. Excuse me. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. How you doing? I'm okay. You're with Madame Martin? Yeah. Okay. No, I'm just I don't know. When you're, I don't know if it's anxiety, but I keep losing my breath. I feel like my blood pressure is very low. Have you taken it? No. But, you know, I took a little puff. It could be that, but it's half an hour ago, you know. Yeah. Could be the salad I ate. I don't know. Right now, I just went to the bathroom. Okay. The last 2 days, I've been taking my heart pills. I just want to make sure. I don't know what's happening too often. What's happening? Not a real shortness of breath, but almost like I feel like I'm going to pass out. Okay. So maybe I should eat something sweet. Not necessarily sweet, just eat something. I did, but I didn't eat the right thing. What did you eat? Salad. Well, when you put sugar, though, it doesn't mean that you should eat sugar. Just eat something like that. Right, right. Okay, I'll speak to you when you're done. Okay, take care. I'll have to go to when I work in the store, but okay. I'll be at her place in a while. Okay. Okay. I'm all ready to pass out. What? I said I feel like I'm going to pass out, but I just went to the bathroom. Maybe it's going to pass. I'll call you back, or call you back. Okay. Bye. Bye. So, yeah, sorry about that. I'm not even sure who's on here. Is it me watching or somebody else is really watching here? Yeah, sorry about that. I have to set up what I was doing again. And the other thing about that is the 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 2 times 1 is 10, and 8 becomes 18. Resh, the house of the sun, Earth and Mars and creation. Then you add the 3 for the other team. This will create 35, which will recreate 8. Bronze in the 3rd house. At the end of it, it's 11. It will recreate 3, and that is your base creation of 11. Trying to continue this video. Let's see if I could. Okay, we're going to start with something a little bit easy. And what it is just dots. Now, I've always started with my 1 dot in the center and went around it. And if I went around 1 dot, I would be going around with 8 more dots. And then 16, 24, 32, 40, and 48. I stop here, and that is the Monopoly board. 20 by 20 equals to 400. 20 plus 20 equals to 40, equaling to 440. Now, the thing about this is our vibration is 4, 3, 2. So there's been a difference of why 440 now, what's going on, what is the difference between this and that? Where do we get this number to where we get that number? How we come up with this? So I'm not going to get into that right now. So what I'm going to do is the Monopoly board has 169 and 121 respective spaces. What that means is when I started the Monopoly board this way, each area gets a square, in which is not true, because in the Monopoly board, the corners get 4 squares and the properties get 2. Although it's not accurately that. This can be 9, this can be 4, this can be 9, right? And it can be 1, 4, 9. Then if I multiply this by 3, I'm not going to do that. It'll be 339 as an individual number. It'll be 447, which is very interesting. Area space at the gate, division of night and day. Multiplication becomes 16 and 8 equals to 24. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is what divides the gate. Also noted to 1/3 night to 2/3 day. Also noted to 2/3 of the ring of day, and the polarity or the polar for the night, the 7 and a 14 out of that cube. So this is what it would be. It stops here on Monopoly. Therefore, I stop here, and the next section would be use this or just the rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rings. And here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rings. When you get to over here, okay, we can now switch our equation up. If you want, we can divide everything until we get to our lowest denominator. 2, 8, 12. No, wait. Whoa. Did that wrong. 4 times 2, 4 times 4, 6 times 4, 8 times 4, 10 times 4, 12 times 4. So now when you do this, what happens is this one here and this one here is a slip in between these two here. Why? Because 1 plus 0 equals to 1, 1 plus 2 equals to 3. You're missing numbers. And now we're going to look at what are missing numbers, what's in between each one. And now we can reduce it again. Now we're going to remove this one. We're going to remove the red eye and the green area. What is this red eye and green area? Well, when you're playing darts, right, your first 2 areas, one around this, right, and this would be your red area. And then this over here would be your green area. So your red area would get 50, your green area would get 25, and you'd have electric company up on the moon. Oh yeah, I'm getting better. Thank you, Tammy. Much better. I'm so happy. I have a smile on my face. Yeah, so just give me 1 second. Now now that you remind me of something, I have to see something online here. Sorry about that for the interruption. Yeah. Okay. Where was I? Okay. Yeah. So where was I? So that's Monopoly. This is what they get out of Monopoly by making the Monopoly board. This happens to be Roger Communication JD Reverse. This might be the receptor corner, right? This might be that receptor corner 4. Because once you get ABC, right, that ABC equals to 6. Now, once you fill in the corner, right, it then equals to 10. Now, the question is to me like this. 1, 2, 3, and 1. This is 6. When I come back over here, right, this becomes 10. These two connect together. 3 plus 4 equals to 7. 6 and 1 equals to 7. The third one and the fourth one. So where does that go? And it also looks like a boot, that if I should do it again, right, I can get a boot out of it. So I have a boot here and a boot here, and the two boots come together, and then you end up with this. In the other scenario, when I connect these dots, I usually do it like this. And then I take my other one, right, like that. So I end up putting these three here, right? And then I put these three here. And if you notice, I have 3 empty spaces. Here I only have a half space, and here I only have a half space. I'll create that hexagon, and then we'll connect it, and we'll call it the cubic heart, if you want, because it took 2 hearts to come together to create this, and it's an empty space in between. I'm just trying to see where I am. So where were we? So these were the men, right? And the men are set up with the goalie. Then there's the 2 in front. I have to take a look at that again. Let me take a look at that again. The 1, the 3, the 5. I have to see the setup of this. I may have said it wrong. Oh, these guys are facing that way. These guys are facing that way. These guys are facing towards you. Okay, over here, right? So like I mentioned before, it's set up with 8 and 3, right? 2 different sides. 3 is not on this side. It's been broken down and somehow recreated, or it's 2 different sides, right? You're playing against somebody. So if you're playing against somebody, it also happens in baseball. And what's funny about baseball is you're actually playing this area over here. Baseball is noted to be like that. So is this one area? Are there 4 baseball fields in order to create the 360 around, right? Or are there 8 baseball fields going around this baseball field over here? Is this one corner of 4? Or is this the heart of 9? One corner of 4, the heart of 9. This and this fit together, by the way. This is 75%, and 9. This can be the numbers 7 and 5 are 57, and then 3 by 19 goes into 57. Any which way the numbers can fit into each other. I'm trying to just do one little thing here. Just give me a second. Yeah, so that's that, right? So there's so many things that are going on, like I said. And over here are 4 areas, and then over here are 4 areas, and over here is 1, 4, 1, 4. The next thing is, if we're going to take this ball field, if we start from this corner over here, and we all know the ball field doesn't start from there, we all know that the stands go all the way around. Where is the batter's box? How would you associate the batter's box, right? How would we look at the batter's box? And the batter's box would look like this. So therefore, this dot over here, if this dot over here, if you're going to creating the situation, is going to be where the umpire is, right? Or the catcher, right? And the batter would have to be over here in the batter's box. So you would have to use him here. If he fully gets into the batter's box, we're going to have to move this again. I'm just showing you how intricate. I would question what's going on and how much area space. I didn't actually want to do it that way. What I wanted to show in this, okay, is how many dots. I have one dot, and then I got 3 around it. And then I have 5 around it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have 1, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 1, 5, 7. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 1, 5, 7, and 9. Did I write that down anywhere? We're going to do it over here. I always seem to lose space on my page. 1, 5, 7, and 9. So we're trying to understand where the numbers come from, what's going on. And it's regardless to the fact that we still have 4 dots to have 1 square or 3 dots, right? It's 4 dots or it's 3 dots. Isn't it ironic that 3 dots is half an area and 4 dots is a whole area? Isn't that just crazy? So now we have to understand the equation and the understanding between 3 and 4, right? Just have to understand that. So anyway, so we have that. Now the next question is going to come in, like I spoke, that if we use this area here of 4 dots, right? Then we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'd have 5, 6, 7. And then we'd have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 12 connects to 13. So what's going on with 12 and 13? Did I get that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 4. Then 1, 2. Then 4. And then 2. 4, 2, 4. So although you can count to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we didn't speak about connecting the 12th to the 13th, the king to the queen. When we start over again, after 12 is 13, and when you get to 13 at the same time, in this situation, just for counting purposes only, you started over back at number 1. So 1 and 13 was that count around this block. Now, does this really happen in real life? These questions I ask, does it happen in real life? Yes, foosball. Yes, foosball. Yes. So all the situations I talk about, does it happen in real life? If it happens in real life, where is it being used? And if it's being used and it happens and everybody knows about it, there must be some truth to it. So those are the things on the dots. The other thing I didn't mention is, what do all these mean? What do they mean? They can mean nothing. 27 red, the house of bait. Zion, Israel. The wolf went with the flow. 3 and 7, creation of the gateway. 7, come 11, yo. Now, where does all this come from? It comes from the games we play. When you play the game of craps, okay, there's situations that go on with certain numbers. Certain numbers are known to be into the field. Certain numbers are pass line numbers, don't pass numbers. There's a relationship to everything that's going on. There's a story, and the dice cube seems to make the story true. The casino has to make a cut or a percentage on it because of the element of, how can I say this? The element of the actuality. You see, there might be 7 on each side, but why is it that they play by the odds that there's 3 7s on here, right? With 2 dice. But how many 6s are there? 1 and 5, 6, 2 and 4, 6, 3 and 3, 6. There's 3 6s. They call it the big 6. There's 3 and 5, 8, 2 and 6, 8, 4 and 4, 8. They call it the big 8. The odds on the 2 are what the 7 is. They give you put down 6 to win 7. Then there's the 5 and 9, but the 5 and 9 is a little bit different. There's the 4. There's the 9. There's, let me show it to you a little bit simpler. There is the 5-4 Sun Pass 9. Love it, because the numeric value for love, and it, the IT system, the DNA. And where 45 reversal is the same within its own. 99, the area space that's voided. They're in love with each other. Here is the RAM, also noted to be number 76. In the spirit of 76, you're only 13, coming in at 5. 5 and 13. The 5 ball and the 13 ball in pool are the same. They're both orange. They're made up between red and yellow. So where do I get 76? Well, I'm going to take this over here, okay, and the calculator. Where's my calculator? Oh, the phone is on the calculator. And the calculator. And you tell me you've never seen these before. This is where the information comes from. So if I break this down properly, you're seeing the same information I am. That's been sold in stores all over the world for the last 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 years. Some of these things. The relationship to the bear in this, the bear sleeps, and when you don't use it, it's sleeping too. It's not moving. Is sleeping mean not moving? The bear is awake and asleep. The bear is number 26, which ironically, it's just representing 2 letters. The letter B for 2 and R for 18. That's all it's representing. The birth and the bear, between the difference between day and night. The reason for that is B is in the E house and the R is in the A house. It's AR, it's BE, it's bear. Number 26. Take away the 6, you now have 20. So the R, okay, can be exchanged, and we can just create an I out of it, and you can say buy, right? B and I, or buy, as in being able to go both ways. So there's like a bisection, whatever it is, bicentennial, whatever it is, because like I said, the R is the 18th letter. The Pythagorean, if you look it up, okay, Pythagoreans, they count to a single digit, all the numbers. I'm doing the same thing. I'm not changing anything that didn't exist through all the equations of over time and history. I'm just using their equations. I'm trying to see. So I didn't mention where we were talking about JD 104 communication. Also, half of that is 52 Earth. Half of that is 26 for bear game. Half of that is 26, then 13. And then we get to electric company and the moon, 169 moon passings, 13 by 13, when the male has a bar mitzvah. They made it up. 102 Valentine's is 51 in Mars. Right? This one comes out in Mars. It becomes JB. It becomes the blue ball. Like an absolute, it's a prime. 45th day of the year, talking about the fox, the orange fox, talking about the IT system with 321 counting the same day remaining or in the leap year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equals to 15. 1 and 5 equals to 6. The setup of the goose ball is a blue, blue, red, blue. You can use any color, right? You can also go odd and even as the 2 different colors if you want. So you'll be doing, let's say 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Talking about the opposition and the home team. The thing about Rubik's Cube, apparently, the couple of times I did see that it was done, and I did it off of a paper, apparently it's 20 moves to complete this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, and 2. I don't know. There's 20 moves to complete this, this cube. Where else are we going to go? If I went into the casino and said to, or anybody, what would you say? What would you call these? Look, 1 and 1. But if 1 and 1 are together, isn't that 11? Right? Anyways, this is the don't pass bar. So you're not passing on 2, right? Also, you've barred the 12. You're not passing on 2. You've barred the 12. And if you're putting a bar, it's the same thing as what happened to V. And in French, it means life. And if you put a bar across of it, it looks like the A letter. That's what happens. I'm trying to see what else. Here is what you have, yo 11. The opposite side is 1 and 2. So here you become coming out row. You get paid right away. And by the way, that if I take my arms and do this, I create the 5. I do this, I create the 6. So 2 crossing the tracks, the railroad tracks. I now create this, 11. But when your hand touches somebody else's hand, you create 12. Why do you create 12? Because the thumbs coming from the other side straight on will be coming at you this way. Your hand will be going this way. When you do that, you got 1 free here, 1 free here, and 4 in the center. That's a total of 6. That's 6 fingers. Okay, you have 6 fingers now. So actually what you'll be giving is a 66. 66, 66. That's what you'll be giving. And that 66 is your freedom. It is woman. I'm saying that your freedom as telling you the truth. I'm not telling you the truth. I'm telling you that the word freedom equals 66. When you multiply it and add it, it becomes 12. And number 36 equals to 48. That is the word sun. That is the word ring. That is the word buy. That is the word sell. That is the word pull. And 84 is Pluto. It becomes 3 by 16, and it becomes 3 by 28. 28 and 16 is 44 area space. And when you multiply, it becomes 16 and 8, and you're dividing things up into 3 periods. The reason for that is when I go by 3s, I use hockey. When I go by 4s, I use other sports with 4s. When I go by 2s, I use other things about 2s. When you have 3 involved in it, you already know you have the 1 dot spirit heart that's in the center right over here, always included inside a 6 in your creation, right? In the E world. Where's that? Right over there. Mars, and they come in, they add, right? You see the Alpha Omega going around here? They screw it up with, I don't know if they screw it up, but you can go around this way, and then you can do another one this way. You can also create the ace with this, right? Because it has a complete line across, so you can connect all the dots. This one here is H, and this is I. So when it's H, your pole is DC, when it's the heaven. When it's I of who you are, your pole is 5 and 2. You're at the Q gate. Why? Why? Not me. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 10 equals to 17. The 17th letter is Q. Now, if we did the alphabet shuffle and we moved A into the 6th position, the last position would be number 31, Z. The beginning and the end would be 6 and 4, 64 Zion, Israel, and 0. 0 representing in O Canada, O say can you see, 0 equaling to what is the 15th letter or 1/4 of time of what is 1/4 Earth, and 51 is Mars running time. Okay, let me read down. Did I miss anything? Yeah, I'm doing much better. I'm doing much better, but I don't know. You know, when the flow of it, I mean, you can take this whichever way you want. This is the way I'm telling you. When I'm into this and I get a vision, and it starts to flow, you know, I'm faster than I feel my body can handle it. And that's why I like to work sometimes in a different mode method. And I like questions. I like when other people are here. I like when I have an agenda already started up so I don't forget, because I've been doing this alone for 20 years. No excuses, right? But once you open me up to something, I look inside of it to try and understand the second side. So what I do want to mention is in the Monopoly game, right? Or in this, right, where you have the 1 in the center, 8 around 16. Here are all the rings, but the second section of rings are over here. And when the second section of rings start off to a single digit, right, we're going to do this to a single digit. You end up with 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. That's what number 8 and 1. Number 1 and 8 do the same mathematical equation, because the next one over here is 2, 1, 9, 8, 7, 6. So you started with 1 and you ended with 6, and it's the same thing as that. And the movement is this movement, always moving 8s. Although 8 and 1 is 9, your actual number to every one of these will be 17, 25, 33, 41, 49. This will be 57. So we actually arrived at what we understand is now the moon. 1 plus 56 is how we get to our 57 in this situation. 56 equaling to what is 3, what is 7, what is the wolf, what is flow, what is Yoelev to what is your polar to what you are, is your creation through alpha beta, Yoelev, the creation. This is also noted that brings out the A letter. Which brings out the A letter. Why? Because in blackjack, A can be used as 11, and 21 is how you get blackjack using the U letter. U and A equals to gold. If it equals to gold, gold is numeric value 38, which equals 11/22, 1/3 and 2/3, the game of hockey. Also, you put it together as 33 for mass. And what goes with mass? Christ mass goes together. So when you have 1, 2 here, you have 1, 2 here, and then you have 11, 11. Hold on a second. No magic. No magic. No magic. No magic. No magic. See the way I was able to twist my arm? Anyways. Yeah, so 11, 11, 22, and 6 when you hold it that way. And then obviously the outside is going to be 34, 43 on both sides, because the truth is right there. Right. Yoelev is in the casino. They're calling for Yoelev. They're calling Yoelev. Where else can I go with this? The other thing is if you're counting the yes, there's a couple of other things I didn't get done in this. Since we do the countdown here to a single digit over here, okay, did we do this to a single digit? 2, 1, 1, did I get that right? 2, 1, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Did I get that right? I didn't do it. It's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. 1, 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay, that's good. 5 and 3 come together. 7 and 5 come together. 7 and 9 come together. And 1 and 2 come together. So I'm trying to take a look What's going on? Inside the gate of the heavens is the birth in the heavens to the seventh gate of Yo, 7 come 11. So I'm gonna check if this is possible. So I'm gonna take my dice cube, put it on the number 3. Then I'm gonna take the dice cube and put it on the number 4. Then I'm gonna pull up this cube and I'm gonna take a look. I have 3 dots, so we're gonna remove 3. We have 6 left over. 6. Here we have 4 dots. We have 5 left over. 5. The opposite of the 2 sides is 3 and 4, 7. There are 9 here and 9 here. Equals to 18 minus 7 equals to 11. 7 come 11. Still, it tells the truth. Tells the truth. Let me see what you've been writing. Yes, Yo is in the casino, and everything to do with every single casino game forever and ever is always just spitting out, like going to the bathroom, of the balance of the information. Because everybody knows that the information comes in the result of 1 and 2. When you go to the bathroom, that's the most important information you can get without going to the source of creation. What passed through you when the cat licks themselves and creates hairballs created on the same day as man, that's information. They're not sleeping, they're reading. Don't you hear that vibrator, the purr? They're reading the information, relaxing, taking it all in. The information is out there. Each one of these numbers, when you get to the third set of numbers with the dots, what happens is your gateway to your birth, and is it used any other way? 7 and 9, 7 and 9, 97.7, Shom FM. Do you think they're just call numbers? No, they've been spit into the game. Let me get back to the washroom. You go to the washroom, I'm not sure about you. Maybe it's changed over time, 60s from the 60s, and it's 60 years right now. That's right. That's right. Right now, we are going to go through 69 years before the end result of the beginning of the 60s. In 1960, I'm not sure when you want to start. Do you want to start on January 1st? I'll start on January 1st. Or from 1960, for 60 years, it became 2020. Then there's all the way to 2029, and then you begin the next section, the next chapter. What does it mean? Because of the French. The French say 60 and 10. So before anything actually happens, it was 60 and 10 because 60 doesn't go away until 79. Then 60 goes away. 60 happens after 59, it becomes 60. And then 60 goes away at 79, according to the French. But the second part of 60 is including, okay, the creation, the alter creation, 11. It creates 10, the mirror world. Then 6 and 5, Yo, 11, the student come in. Then 72, and 72 comes in. You're actually using a 12, and 12 is supposed to be barred. I'm not sure what that means, but it creates, you bar it, you're barring it. You're barring what? What is the bridge that we're barring? Is it 2 hexagons? Like if I brought 2 hexagons together with 6 points and 6 points, you know what would happen? I have the design on the floor, by the way, and I'm going to show it to you here in a minute. But when I take 2 hexagons, right, and I draw them one on top of the other, can you do that, right? Can you do that? So what happens when you draw them on top of each other? I took 6 and 6 sides, and I created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then the 11th one becomes the passage. The 11th pass. Otherwise, I may have been able to do this to it. Is that the way you do it? And then you can create what is the ring. Right? Doesn't that look like a ring? Now, if that was one ring, we have one ring here, one ring here, one ring here. 3 times ring. Let the phone ring. You get 3 times ring. You get 1 times pull. I'm just thinking. 3 times ring, 1 times pull. There's something else. There was something else. I'm missing. Yes, you need 3 of them for the 3 pucks, because each one of these is a puck. That's what a puck looks like. It's about that thick and about that round, right? It's a puck. This spins around fast enough, it'll look like a puck. So I also like to look at this as pucks, and the pucks work in 3 periods, and they're 20 minutes a period. And you're going to need 18 of them to create 360 degrees, or what is 120 degrees times 3. Which way would you like to look at this? Because there's 3 periods, or 20 minutes to a period to equal to the total. And this is the way the Mayan calendar works. I think they work 18. I'm not really sure which one they work. If it was me, it would be working this way. And then this one over here would be your month split into 10-10, where 1 through 9, and then 2 days, and then 1 through 9, 2 days, plus 9 through 1 to equal to the 20 days. So you can see the split is not with 1, the split is with 2. This is your IT system. This is your birth. So is it created over how the Mayan calendar worked to come into the IT system of the sun, right? But instead of writing sun, you're going to call it a suit. You do know that this and this is a diamond. If I create another one, the question is it the club that comes connected to this? Or is it the heart that plugged into this and then became from the heart? Once the heart plugged in over here, right, it became the black spade. See, we don't know if there's 4 suits. 91 times 4 equals to 364. 91 times 3 equals to 273. 91 times 2 equals to 182. 1, 2, 3, ABC, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, and 4. So it works out exactly perfect. It's just like a perfect number, right? 6, 7, and 8, 1, 2, and 3, 2, 3, and 4. The numeric value for spirit is 91. The church is 61. That's where the angels come in. Angels in the heaven. Number 39 is the angel, and it's in the creation heaven, because this is the way the numbers come up. Creation comes up with the heavens of the birth, split by 88. Red and blue electric, in the heart pumping through the blue veins. I think we're going to end it here. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this. The 4 suits in the deck of cards, just to note that 364 days a year is 13 moons. And it takes 13 years for the bar mitzvah. And there's just so many things I've gone over, but I'm getting a little tired. I'm going to come back. If you got any questions, something you want me to look at, I'll do it. And back to a goofball or spoofball or foosball. The men are lined up in a conscience way. They're passing around the ball, so we're going to regard it as 2 sides. We're going to regard it as 55. You have people on the front line, but you have backups. You have a front line, and then you have backups. I'm just thinking, because if it was soccer, right, being that it's 90 minutes in the game, it's 45 each. you can change my meaning and understanding, but it's a place of love. It's a place of freedom, according to Numbers. To buy and to sell, you're having an exchange. When Jesus was in Bethlehem and he went up into the courthouse and they were all exchanging, he didn't want them to be there flaunting and exchanging. He didn't want them charging to get in to have their exchange in the courtyards, right? The buy and the sell, well, both buy and sell, right, equal to 48, which is going to be a division between night and day, and that's exactly what it is. Someone takes your money, someone gets your money, and there's a difference. It's also buy and sell. Buy and sell. Buy and sell goes two ways. One of the reasons for that is we also have to understand how the cells work, whether it's the cells on your body or your cell phone. You see, I may have said sell to buy and to sell something, but now buy meaning two, right? Bicentennial, bipolar, whatever has to use with the letter B and I. And noted that when you start with I, it is 9. You add the B, it becomes 11. It becomes 9/11 within itself. It becomes bi, it becomes split. Now 9/11 is also split, because when you create 9/11, you're putting a stand up here, an X over here, and a stand up here. So if I was doing the basic movement of my hands, you would see what 9/11 would be. Or it would be 1 here with 10 here and 9 here. So now you're expressing this, which is non-existent because you're using your hands. So once you put this up and this up, what's this? It marks the spot. I am what is 10 to what is 9, 11. 30, creation. 9, 10, and 11 equals to 30. 9, 11 equals to 20. 20, 30 is coming up. 60 and 90 in rotation. If you're still here, Claudia, thank you very much. Much appreciated. I think I remember you from a couple of years ago. Even when it comes, when it comes to the medical field, it's not what I know, it's what I can ask as a question to what I see. So when it comes to bronze, what are all the elements of bronze? And what makes up copper? And what makes up tin? And what element can break down bronze over time, regardless of how much time? Because if you just have a stardust of bronze, what will it take to dissolve that bronze? And can it be dissolved, or what elements will be removed when you go for a core sample? Because usually it's in the core sample that you can understand most of everything by doing the biopsy of the element to understand. And also noted that bronze comes third. So is it the element of creation? Silver and gold. What is the silver and the gold? We're going to leave that out. I want to finish with what is third. It's not second to last. Gets a very special number, said very often. Right? It wasn't last, it was second to last. I wasn't first, I was second. I was third to last. You don't always say that. It's very rare. Third ends in RD. 18 and 4, 22. The 22nd letter is the letter V. But if I'm in a conversation and I say to somebody, un V, would it mean a dividing of the rivers because I'm the bottom of a boat? I'm not the bow of the boat, which is usually flat. Isn't most bows flat to where most boats are pointy? So the pointy part of the boat becomes the Mars, and the flat part of the boat in the back becomes Earth. That's the way I would look at it, because Mars has only one number 1. Mars is V1. Earth is V11. Where do I get this? Being number 52, if I wrote it out separately in Roman numerals, I would use a V and a 1 for Earth. With Roman numerals, we also have to understand that in all our words that we speak, there's Roman numerals that are hanging around. If you say the word dip, I know it starts with 500. If I say the word mouse, I know it starts in 3 worlds and it's 1000. Did you know that Roman numerals keeps repeating what is Mars, 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 Mars? We've done this before, right? M13 1000 341 D 04 4 0 500 500 5 C 03 30 100 1 L 12 23 50 5 L X 10 sorry 24 and we get 10 and we get 1, then we get V 22 and then we get what is 5 and then what we get is 5, then we get this which is 09 which becomes 90 which becomes 1 which becomes 1. Now I'm going to explain this. Does anybody understand this yet? On this side, it is what is to a single digit. M is the 13th letter, 1 and 3 is 4. D is the 4th letter, C is the 3rd letter. Here, the cube separates. So it's separating right here. It's telling me to separate right here. 3 and 4 is a separation. It's a polar. 3 and 4, do they connect together? Or this is the first connecting link? With no separation except for 0.5. So that 0.5 separation. We also have what is 40. All I did is 4 times 0, 4 plus 0, 0, 4, 40. 3 times 4, 3 plus 4 equals to a total of what is 7. This one is 5. This one is 5. This one is 8. This one is 9. This one is 3. This one is 4. Right away, it shows me, I know when I couple up 7 and 4, I know energy, time, Jesus, the cross, Rubik's, all mix up between these two. I know right away it's 1500. 1 plus all the zeros, 5 plus all the zeros is 15. And all you get is 15. 33, creation in the sun, rotation of 6 and 9, the yin and the yang, times 47 equals to 1551, which equals to 111. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. I end up with a reduced value of this or this. 5 times 5 is 25. 2 plus 5 is 7. So I take these two and I end up creating this. This becomes 25 and 10. 2 and 5, 7, 1 and 0, and I get the same numeric value as there. This becomes mass. You can say SAM, and then you go time. Time is 47. The M is 13. The E is 5. You can look it up. SUN 19 1 21 3 14 5. 14th letter in the alphabet, 21st letter in the alphabet, 19th letter in the alphabet. Now in the reduction ratio, it's 2-1-1. Why? Because when I reduce it to a single letter, I have to, whoops, sorry, it's 2-2-1. I like to regard this in the house of bait, life 22. You can look at it as blackjack. We have to bring this into another equation. I'm not going to do it. Okay, it doesn't give me any a solid answer of any kind. I like to look at this as M&E. You can look at it Mercury, Earth, Mars, Earth. I also like to say matter and energy. They're just two initials, right? They only total 151, but that's okay. We can disregard it. All the Roman numerals added up to a single digit create this. In the first one, it gives me 9876. In the second one, okay, it gives me 234. And then it gives me 9876. And then it gives me 234. 9876. 234. The reason for that is when I'm counting from 1,000 to 500, I'm going 900, 800, 700, and 600. When I'm going down from 500 to 100, I'm going 400, 300, 200. So this becomes 234 vibration. This becomes 9876. In rotation, vert to the gateway of the Queen. M13 equates to man. Man is numeric value to 28, which is in rotation of Pluto. Mars, Pluto. Marriage and birth. Right over here, the fourth finger and the ninth finger. Marriage and birth. You can agree or disagree. So this is how the base of Roman numerals. So if you have a word and one of these letters are in it, now there's another thing about that, is that M, right, has a family. And in the M family, you have D, okay, and you have V. And it's ironic that they're all in Roman numerals. Now, in the C family, right, you have L and U, and these two are in the same family. And what's ironic to what's left over, 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 is what creates your final equation to what is the polar of 3 and 3 to what is 4 and 4. What is 3 and 3 to what is 4 and 4? Pi and the division between night and day. Pi and the division between night and day. Let me see if I can show you with the dots. Nine. What is 9? 9 dots, 4 areas. Mars and birth. Also, Mars is the 4th planet, also connecting to Pluto. Pluto also known as our birth. Now we have 9 and 16, pi, right? 16 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 areas. 16 dots creates pi. Now when we go 4 times 4 or 4 plus 4 equals to 8 equals to 16, this is where your pH comes in, and now your phi is related within this. So it's already absolutely beginning to tell you. Okay, let me see what else is going on. Soccer, the football game, yes. Let me see. Peace and love to everybody. We're going to end the video here. There's so many things that are going on. Do note that, remember I just spoke about 6, 7, 8, and 9. Well, to get to 10, right, ABC, 3 to the power of 2 ends up to be your first 9. When you get 10 through 19, you're already beginning with F. So 7, 8, and 9, where your birth gets rotated into 6. So we're not including 6. This one is your moon and spirit. This one is the sun belt, that goes around. This is the size what should be. Either that's the sun or it's what goes around it. Anyways, the Third Reich over here, and then Mars DC over here. Why I said this is becomes 1836. So the 36 for 360 creates its first belt, right? All 360s create their first belt, and they're created through what is 36, C and F. They will both create INR 99. So C and F creates 99, C3, F6. And there's a family for that, but I'm a little bit tired right now, right? Because I did want to finish that one piece I started. The family of Roman numerals. Then we're going to end the video. So the family of Roman numerals is M, D, V, C, L, U, F, O, X, I, and R. So we have 13, 04, 22, 03, 12, 21, 24, 15, 06, 9, 18. So I can add them together to a single digit. Note that it is this and this that will create this. So maybe D is talking about both of these. And then if you just mention one, you're only talking about one of them. So when you add this up, 22, 26, 36, you end up with what I think is 39 in our vibration, and 201 is inside of here, the gearing in the moon. Forgot about that. 201 and 432. And the reason for this is all zeros equal to 6, so I always regard it as 2160. Then there's this one over here, which is 3336. And this one over here is 45. And then this one over here is 27, 9993. And those are your Roman numerals. And your total Roman numerals add up to 6661. So I take the calculator like that, and I go 5 divided by 3 equals 1.666. 5 divided by 3 equals 1.666. So anyways, this is your base, and the total is 39 plus 36 plus 45 plus 27. 72, 82, 92, 100, 108, 118, 28, 138, 147, 147. So if I divide that by the average, I'm just going to divide it by 3 equals 249 times 3. And 49 represents green 8, Pluto and Mars, marriage, birth is 57. So now you've connected the moon. You've also connected time, which is 47, 35, energy, and 12 equaling to 47, which is your 38 creation of what is the runner of 1/3 and 2/3. Now, the 1/3 and 2/3, when it's understood, has to be understood as 1/3 and 1/3 and 1/3. And when you're running by the cube, you're going to be running at 1/6. You're going to be running at 2/5, and you're going to be running at 3/4. That's the way I'm going to look at it. Now I can do it as straight numbers, but I'm just going to do this quick. So over here you're missing 5, 6. Over here you're missing 3/5, and over here you're missing 1/4. So when you add these together, you know once they're the same, only this gets added, right? It's funny because some situations we also have to understood that way. And then this is, so this is also noted as 75. This can also be looked at 25%, 75%. Um, the last one, I tried to revert it to the half-life because these two in between, if they're their own puck, fine. But I always regard it to the half-life because it's in between the two worlds. And in order to measure, I never need the center. Also note that 4 is compromised in 4, 5, and 6. And I don't need any of the inside dots to express everything that the cube already is once I have the outside. You know, with 3, it shows me half and half. 3 with 1 dot and 3 with 1 dot. I forget, I had another equation with this that explained it better. I'm a little sort of lost with this one. I don't know how far back I'd have to go to find it, and whether I do or I don't. And then there was one side of the area and then the other side of the area. One side and the other side. Anyways, we're going to stop it over here. I'll come back again. When I get, oh, look at that. It's on the other page. 1/6 and 5/6, 2/5 and 3/5, the same thing. So I had the same answer. Now, what happens when you get this? This shows up. So now this shows up with this. What is this? This is the voided area, the empty space. Energy and time shows up on Earth. Zion, Israel get creation of the E world, or 15 and 8, 23, an introduction to pi. This will be House of DC. These two come together. And it's just, I'm not explaining it properly, just getting tired. Thank you for being here. Looks like you got a Roman numeral number in the mix of the paper. Is that meant to be for you? Well, middle of the paper, where? And also the aleph, the aleph, the letter aleph. So when you take a look at the letter aleph, it's designed like this, right? Now I look at it, I want to do something a little bit different. I want to do this, and then I want to do this. In this one over here, okay, I'm going up and down. In this one over here, okay, I'm going down and down and down. So if I flip them around, this will be going up. They look like they're going up, right? Did I do this right? Did I do this right? No, I didn't do this right. Hold on a second. I knew I did it wrong. So when you do that, and we do that, right? We do that when we do that. Well, I can do it that way, or we can do it this way. I'm not really sure. But when you put them on top of each other, right? When you put them both on top of each other, you end up, let's say, coming down over here, and then let's say this, and then you have this one going over this one, and this one going over this one. So now you're connecting the sky with the ground. And I believe this letter represents that letter. And then this letter is telling you the sky and the ground. This is Resh on the ground, or Dalet, right? Dalet on the ground, sitting on the ground, but Dalet is represented inside Beit. I think Resh is the same thing. Dalet, Resh, they all have one part of the configuration. I don't know where the Roman numeral is, Tammy. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. I'd love to stay here. I'd love to do more. I'd like to know. I mean, I'm trying to make this up all off the top of my head. What I should talk about next. Peace and love. Peace and love. If anybody wants to know anything, you got a question for me, doesn't matter. Give me a word in science. I'll look through the word. I'll break down the word. I'll see what I can get. I'll spit it back to you. And if you can do something with it, great. If you can't, science does not always succeed. Thank you for watching this video.